Eggs. They're a kitchen staple and often praised as one of the healthiest, most nutrient-dense foods you can eat. Packed with high-quality protein, essential vitamins, and healthy fats, they're an easy way to fuel your body. But what if I told you that how you cook and handle eggs can turn them from a superfood into a health risk? Whether you enjoy them scrambled, boiled, or poached, the way you prepare and store eggs makes all the difference. If you're making a few common mistakes, you might be unknowingly putting your health at risk, especially if you're over 60. The truth is, some of these mistakes could affect your digestion, increase your risk of foodborne illness, and even contribute to heart disease. In today's video, we're going to dive into 5 common mistakes that can make eggs more harmful than beneficial and what you can do to avoid them. You might be surprised to learn how simple changes in the way you handle your eggs can have a big impact on your health, especially as you get older. Stay with us until the end because these tips can help you enjoy eggs safely while keeping them a nutritious part of your diet. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss any of our helpful tips for a healthier life. Now let's dive in. Part 1. Overcooking eggs. The hidden dangers to your health. We've all been there, frying up some eggs for breakfast, maybe scrambling them until they're golden brown or boiling them until the yolks are firm. But what if I told you that overcooking your eggs could actually make them harmful? You see, when eggs are cooked at high temperatures for too long, something happens to their nutrients. The heat causes oxidation, which leads to the formation of oxidized cholesterol. While cholesterol is a natural part of our diet, this oxidized form has been linked to increased inflammation in the body, which over time can contribute to heart disease and other chronic conditions. This is especially important to consider as we age because inflammation tends to increase with age and we're more vulnerable to its effects. But it's not just about heart disease. Overcooking eggs can also cause the sulfur in the whites to react with the iron in the yolk, creating a substance called iron sulfide. Ever notice that greenish-gray ring around the yolk when you hard-boil eggs for too long? That's it. While it's not necessarily toxic, it's a sign that the nutrients inside the egg are being damaged. And the more often you eat overcooked eggs, the more you might be missing out on their full health benefits. Take Robert, a 76-year-old man, for example. He loved his crispy fried eggs every morning, thinking they tasted better that way. But after years of this routine, Robert started experiencing digestive discomfort and frequent heartburn. After learning about the dangers of oxidized cholesterol, he switched to cooking his eggs on a lower heat and scrambling them softly instead. Within a few weeks, he felt better with less bloating and more energy throughout the day. Here's the good news: you don't have to give up eggs to avoid these risks. The key is to cook them gently. Whether you're soft boiling, poaching, or scrambling them on low heat, cooking eggs at lower temperatures helps preserve their nutrients and minimizes harmful oxidation. If you're frying eggs, try to use a gentle heat and avoid browning them too much. Small changes like these can go a long way in making sure that you're getting the maximum nutritional value from your eggs without exposing yourself to unnecessary health risks. Part 2. Eating raw or undercooked eggs. The risks you might not know. Now, you might have heard that eating raw or undercooked eggs is a great way to maximize their nutritional value, but there's a serious health risk you may not have considered: salmonella. Raw eggs, while packed with protein and essential vitamins, can be a breeding ground for harmful bacteria like salmonella. This bacteria can cause food poisoning, and the symptoms are anything but pleasant: fever, stomach cramps, diarrhea, and dehydration. For seniors, this can be even more dangerous because the immune system weakens with age, making it harder to fight off infections. What may be a mild illness for a younger person can turn into a serious health issue for older adults. Take Margaret, a 68-year-old woman who loved starting her mornings with a raw egg smoothie. She had been doing this for years, believing it was the best way to absorb all the nutrients. But one day she began experiencing severe stomach pain and nausea that lasted for days. After seeing her doctor, she was diagnosed with salmonella poisoning. She never suspected that the raw eggs were the cause. After switching to fully cooked eggs, Margaret never had another issue and continued to enjoy the same nutritional benefits without the risk. But it's not just about salmonella. Raw eggs contain a protein called avidin, which binds to biotin, an essential B vitamin that supports metabolism, nerve function, and healthy skin and hair. When you eat eggs raw, avidin can interfere with biotin absorption, leading to potential deficiencies over time. Cooking eggs deactivates avidin, allowing your body to absorb all the nutrients without any interference. Even if you're using eggs from free-range or organic sources, any egg, regardless of where it's from, can carry harmful bacteria. The safest way to enjoy eggs is to ensure that they're fully cooked. Whether you prefer scrambled, poached, or hard-boiled, making sure both the whites and yolks are firm is the best way to avoid the risks of bacteria. If you enjoy runny yolks, consider using pasteurized eggs, which are treated to kill bacteria but still maintain their nutritional quality. But overall, cooking eggs thoroughly is always the safest choice to ensure you're protecting yourself from foodborne illness. Part 3. Storing cooked eggs improperly, the bacteria risk you're overlooking. We all know the importance of proper food storage, but did you know that how you store cooked eggs could turn them from a healthy meal into a breeding ground for bacteria? After you've cooked your eggs, it's easy to forget about them once they've cooled down, but leaving them out at room temperature for too long can be a dangerous mistake. Harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli multiply rapidly in warm environments. Once eggs are left between 40 degrees Celsius and 140 degrees Celsius, they enter what's known as the danger zone for bacterial growth. In just a few hours, bacteria can begin to multiply and the eggs become unsafe to eat. This is especially concerning for seniors, as foodborne illnesses tend to have more severe consequences for older adults. What might cause mild discomfort for a younger person can lead to hospitalization or worse for someone over 60. Let's consider George, a 72-year-old who liked to make a large batch of scrambled eggs at the beginning of the week to save time on cooking. Unfortunately, he would often leave the eggs loosely covered in the fridge for several hours after cooking. After a few bouts of stomach discomfort and nausea, George realized his storage habits might be the issue. After switching to storing his cooked eggs in airtight containers, he no longer experienced digestive problems. It's not just about how long you leave eggs out, it's also about how you store them. Cooked eggs should always be kept in an airtight container and stored in the fridge within 2 hours of cooking. If you're storing hard-boiled eggs, try to consume them within 1 week. Scrambled or fried eggs should be eaten within 3 to 4 days for the best safety. Another important point is cross-contamination. If cooked eggs are stored near raw meats, unwashed vegetables, or other contaminated foods, they can easily absorb harmful bacteria. Even though eggs are cooked, once they cool down, they can become as vulnerable to bacterial contamination as any other perishable food. So always store your eggs separately and ensure they are properly sealed. Lastly, be mindful when reheating cooked eggs. If you've ever microwaved leftover scrambled eggs and noticed they turned rubbery or smelled off, that's because eggs don't reheat well at high temperatures. Overheating them can destroy nutrients and lead to a tough, unappetizing texture. The better method: reheat them gently on the stove, adding a little moisture like a splash of water to keep them soft and flavorful. Part 4. Using damaged or expired eggs. The hidden risk. You might think your eggs are fine as long as they look good on the outside, but what if I told you that cracked, expired, or improperly stored eggs could be harboring dangerous bacteria that could put your health at risk? We often rely on the expiration date printed on the carton, but that's not always an accurate indicator of whether eggs are still safe to eat. Eggs can sometimes spoil before the date, or they might last a little longer depending on how they've been stored. Using a simple water test can help you determine if an egg is still fresh or if it's time to toss it. Here's how it works. Fill a bowl with cold water and drop your eggs in. If they sink and lay flat on the bottom, they're still fresh. If they stand upright but stay at the bottom, they're okay to use soon but should be eaten quickly. If the egg floats, it's time to throw it away. Floating means the egg is no longer fresh and could be a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. Take Evelyn, a 74-year-old woman who had always been cautious about the food she ate, but never thought to check her eggs for freshness. One morning, she cracked an egg into her frying pan only to notice a strange smell. She cooked it anyway, and within hours, she was feeling nauseous and had stomach cramps. After visiting the doctor, she learned that she had food poisoning from a bad egg. From then on, Evelyn made sure to check her eggs with the water test, and she never had another issue. Another overlooked risk is cracked eggs. Even the smallest crack in an eggshell can let bacteria in, especially during storage. So even if the egg looks fine at first glance, a crack in the shell makes it a bacterial hazard. It's best to discard eggs with cracks rather than risk contamination. Lastly, improper egg handling before they even reach your home can also contribute to health risks. Eggs stored at incorrect temperatures during transit or at the store can develop condensation, creating the perfect environment for bacteria to grow. That's why it's important to store eggs in the coldest part of your refrigerator, not in the door where the temperature fluctuates. Part 5. Combining eggs with unhealthy cooking oils. The dangerous duo. Eggs are naturally packed with high-quality protein, healthy fats, and essential nutrients. But did you know that the oil you use to cook your eggs can make all the difference between a nutritious meal and one that contributes to inflammation and long-term health risks? While eggs themselves are an excellent source of nutrition, the wrong cooking oils can transform them into a health hazard. Many people use highly processed oils like vegetable oil, margarine, or seed oils such as soybean, corn, and canola oil to cook their eggs. But these oils have a low smoke point. That means when you heat them to high temperatures, they break down, creating harmful compounds like trans fats and oxidized lipids. These unhealthy fats are linked to increased inflammation, heart disease, and even cognitive decline, especially for seniors who are more vulnerable to these conditions. Unlike natural fats like those in butter, olive oil, or coconut oil, which are processed more efficiently by the body, trans fats from processed oils can interfere with normal cell function, leading to long-term damage. Let's take Frank, a 78-year-old man who had been cooking his eggs in vegetable oil for decades. Frank never thought much about it. He assumed oil was just oil. But after learning about the dangers of highly processed oils, he switched to healthier alternatives like butter and extra virgin olive oil. Within a few weeks, he noticed feeling less sluggish after meals and his digestion improved. What changed wasn't his entire diet, just how he prepared his eggs. That small adjustment made a huge difference in his overall well-being. Another issue with certain oils is their smoke point. When oils like vegetable oil are heated to high temperatures, they start to break down and release free radicals. These unstable molecules can damage cells, accelerate aging, and contribute to inflammation in the body. So frying your eggs at high temperatures with the wrong oil isn't just ruining the taste, it's introducing oxidative stress to your body. The good news is you can still enjoy cooking your eggs without compromising your health. Butter, ghee, coconut oil, and extra virgin olive oil are all excellent choices for cooking eggs. These fats remain stable at higher temperatures and not only provide essential nutrients but also support brain health, heart function, and overall well-being. If you prefer a lighter option, avocado oil is also a fantastic choice. It has a high smoke point and a healthy balance of monounsaturated fats, making it perfect for cooking eggs without the harmful effects of oxidized oils. As we've uncovered today, it's not just about what we eat, but how we prepare, store, and handle our food that determines its impact on our health. Eggs, despite being a powerhouse of nutrients, can be turned from a health-boosting superfood to something harmful if we don't treat them properly. The good news is that it doesn't take much to make sure we're getting the most from our eggs without the risks. A few simple changes in how you cook, store, and handle your eggs can make a world of difference. Whether it's cooking them gently over low heat, always checking for cracks, or using the right oils, these little habits can go a long way in protecting your health, especially as we age. Imagine this: by making these small, mindful adjustments, you can continue enjoying one of nature's most nutritious foods without worrying about the hidden dangers. And that, my friends, is the power of awareness and choice. Now take a moment to reflect on your own habits. How have you been handling your eggs? Could small changes in your routine make a positive impact on your health and well-being? Whatever it is, remember that your health is in your hands. If you found today's video valuable, I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments one change you're going to make in your egg preparation or any insight you've gained. Your thoughts and experiences might inspire someone else to take charge of their health too. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel and turning on the bell icon so you can stay updated on more practical tips that empower you to live a healthier life. Your support helps us keep creating content that informs, inspires, and elevates our shared journey toward well-being. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Remember, small steps today lead to healthier choices tomorrow. Take care and keep nourishing your body with love.